I mean, hey.
Oh, yeah. It did it.
Okay.
It did it.
Yeah, I guess I'll sneak this little guy in there.
All right, we're good? We're live?
We are.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to What the F.A.Q, weekly question and answer show. I'm here, as always, with
Dylan.
and we will be talking about
Well,
that, and the other thing.
yeah.
I guess.
Well, yeah, we got four. Well, one's a new version, so technically new. But we basically got four new pedals that came out in like the last week-ish. I guess the old Blood Noise one was a little bit old, but old or new to us.
Yeah.
So it came out a little. Yeah, we kind of missed the release, but it's new to us. So we're gonna give that one a go, and then yeah, we got a few other releases, but we can do the chatty part first.
Yeah. So if you're new here, welcome. Usually we kind of shoot the breeze, shoot the shite for half hour ish about whatever's going on in, you know, like music news type stuff. And then we'll get into the pedals and we'll fart around testing some stuff out, taking it for test drives, things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I forgot to grab a special. We'll see.
Sanjay. Like, sound guy, what are you doing? It's like, I'm working sound.
What?
Coffee's part of sound.
Didn't work. Yeah, so it's been a long day. Having a little espresso, you know, because that's what
Yeah.
we do.
Well, it's the time of year too. Sort of. I guess it's sunny today though.
Do you need espresso now that I fixed what was broken?
I could use some if you don't mind.
And a top.
I could go for a little top off right here. A little top off. You got a time. I don't want to ask too much, but I could take a time off.
Just the coffee?
Thank you. Little creamer, yes. Yeah.
Maybe a little lemon twist.
Lemon twist.
Maybe a little lemon twist. Okay, so what's happening? Thanks, Jacob.
Yes.
By the way, what's happening music-wise this week?
Well,
not a ton of stuff. I mean, we know the one thing.
yeah. I mean, there was that. I don't know if there was anything else that really came to mind. We did. You know, I missed most of it, but we did the Spinal Tap thing recently.
Oh yeah, that was fun. So for those of you, I don't know who came out. That's part of the.
I don't know if TDS watches us or not.
What that?
I don't know if TDS watches us or not.
TDS or TD?
Or sorry, TD. Yeah.
I don't know because I think a lot of my
too
buddies.
far.
I don't know if they're how much they're into the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so what was it? Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday night, a friend of ours, Pete Henriksen from Henriksen Amplifiers, did like an 11/11 celebration for the 40th anniversary of Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap, the movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's well worth the hour and a half or whatever it is. But we did a thing at the Oriental Theater here in Denver, and it was pretty cool. Band came on, played like 3 songs. They had a little Stonehenge that came down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then
it was funny when it fell apart.
And then it broke,
yeah. It was
So-
fitting.
Yeah. So then they watched the movie for a while. Then they did a costume contest and a guitar solo contest, which was a complete farce because it was just literally 4 dudes going up there and just like making noise.
Yeah.
Like it was just no.
Not cohesive at all. Just
Yeah, I'm like, what are they gonna do with this guitar solo thing? That's what that's gonna be interesting. And the guys just went up there and just,
That's pretty funny.
oh, thanks, buddy. What happened?
So I topped yours off, and then that's all that was left.
Oh, that was all that was
Oh.
left. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm like, you should have filled him first and
I,
given.
I did it backwards.
I was
No,
like,
you're
yeah,
good.
sorry, man.
fine.
I'll make more after the stream if you want some. So it's funny.
He's like, well, I
You
had
get
it
a
on the way
little, yeah,
over.
you get a drop.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so the guitar solo was funny because like Kenny got up there and was just like, "Pew!" Like it was just, like if you were just trying to goof,
Right.
total goof, and
Total goof.
yeah. And then one of the guys got up there and he had a Les Paul and he goes, he's like, listen to the sustain. And then you start eating a candy bar. still going. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So we did all that stuff, and then at the end, they played another couple. So they did Big Bottom at the end.
Yes.
With like, I don't know, a dozen bass players or whatever. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
Local shenanigans. So, and I always like going to the Oriental Theater. It's a cool place.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
It's an old movie theater from, I think they built that in the 20s or something like that.
I was gonna say, yeah, I thought it was like 20s or even like late teens, but
Yeah, so it's been around. It's a really cool venue. So luckily enough, it is locally owned. So it's not, it hasn't turned into one of the
one of the
corporate
owned ones,
conglomerate bullshit venues that you just get screwed at. Because you can go and see a really cool show still at a reasonable price, and they got a lot of different stuff there. So if you're in the Denver area and you haven't checked out the Oriental Theater, go check it out, see what they got coming. Because there's, some
There's always stuff happening.
yeah, like really good national acts, and then just like lucha libre,
Oh, really?
lucha libre and laughs.
That is one of the best times.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I almost died from laughing. I couldn't breathe.
yeah, my
That just
nephews
sounds
want to
pretty
go, and I'm like, I've been wanting to go. So they do like the whole, masked wrestling thing.
Full on lucha libre style. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, so I want to.
And it's no joke. The wrestling's no joke.
Yeah,
They are like,
really good at it.
They're doing
Yeah.
the thing.
Hey, buddy.
So good times. If anybody you guys are in town, you should check that out and see what stuff they have because it's a cool place. So it's kind of a plug for.
Oh, Ziggy.
You got a wee scratch there, bud?
He's like, okay.
Yeah. So what else? What else this week with music stuff? Nationally speaking, Quincy Jones died.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But
this
solid
was like a
run
really-
into
yeah.
his 90s. So
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool because I think it was NPR
Refreshing.
had like they were kind of working their way through his whole career. There was a lot of shit I did not realize about him, which was pretty interesting.
yeah,
Especially like his real early life in terms of his like trying to fit into the jazz scene where he was at and the whole thing. It was pretty interesting.
who's here? Hey Janice. Hey Dave. Eric is here.
Oh, we got Metalhead in there.
Metalhead Hippie's here. What's happening, dude? My knees hurt is here. Very cool.
Magic Man, Carla.
Yeah, Magic Man's in there. Very cool. What else on the music side of stuff? Oh,
Ross getting unreleased.
yeah, the JHS pedals are
The take
or
backs.
the take backs. So Ross, you guys know about the Ross pedals that JHS
Yeah, they basically
pulled
resurrected
from the ashes.
resurrected the company.
Now to put them back into the ashes.
Yes.
Apparently.
Well, yeah, it was some kind of like temporary necromancy. Then they just brought them back temporarily, and
Yeah.
that's expired.
So they were just like voodoo pedals. They were kind of alive
Yeah.
for a little bit. Now they're back. Anyway, so I guess they decided to basically shut Ross down again.
Yeah, so they bought back all of the. Well, essentially, the story went that they sold 3,000 to 4,000 in that first run, and then after what was it? I think it was January of this year. Between basically January and now, they'd only sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 something since then.
Yeah,
And so yeah, they said it completely just kind of dried up, and so they ended up buying back, which they estimated. I guess it was like 1,000 to 1,100 somewhere in that range of ones that were just sitting on dealer shelves.
Yeah, because we had a few. I mean, we sold a few.
We did. I mean, that first
You know,
run,
but-
I honestly, our sales followed theirs because like that first
Yeah.
run of them was pretty good, and then after that, it was like everybody that was kind of interested had already more or less bought them at that point. It seems like, and they were also. I mean, I think this is where the discussion ends up going for most people right now is were they priced at a point that basically priced them out of business again? Because like
Well, yeah,
putting
I
them
think-
like at $180 right off the bat, like I think maybe if they'd worked up to that and maybe started in the $130 range or something, like that would have been more digestible for a lot more people. But I think people feeling like they're paying $180 for something that's kind of MXR adjacent. It was a tough
Yeah,
sell.
and it's
Yeah.
one trick pony.
Yeah, and I mean they added
Pedals.
some stuff to it to a point, but it wasn't like I think it would have been kind of interesting, honestly, to like put them in a smaller, like normal size enclosure.
Yeah.
Add a few more things to them, like go ahead and add a few more controls to some of this. Like have a little fun with it rather than just because like doing a classic re-release that could have been a cool way to maybe start. But
Yeah,
like
start
going
it
full
that way
bore
and
on
then-
that was yeah.
Like, or make available the legacy
Yeah,
construction.
versions. Yeah,
So you have the larger pedals with more basic controls, but then they could update it and say, hey, now we have basically the same pedal, just in a smaller form factor.
Right.
But this also has this capability.
yeah.
I'm sure they could have figured it out.
Oh yeah.
You
No, I
know,
mean, I think I think they maybe sunk a little too much into that first initial. Because I mean, from what I'm understanding, that initial release is basically the stock that they were sitting on. So like that was just kind of a one and done thing. Like it never really got a chance to evolve. Whereas I feel like if they'd maybe gone a little more conservatively on that first run, and then also done like a modern series, I think that could have been interesting, or at least give people a different reason or some kind of reason to get them over the old. Because I mean, at $180, I mean, a lot of the Ross pedals before those released, you could get some of those vintage Ross pedals for 180 to 220, depending on which
Right.
one it was. So they were already in that range, and then yeah, they did get a bump up. And actually, like Jacob was saying earlier, kind of now this is forcing, like a false sense of scarcity, because it's like now they are technically going to be scarce because now they're off rather than
Right.
You know.
Well, you could buy them through JHS because basically what they did is they purchased them back from dealers.
right.
They dropped the map on them a couple weeks ago, and to be honest, we lowered our price and still didn't sell any.
No.
And then so we sent them back to get a credit, and I think they're gonna blow them out for like $79.
Yeah,
So
starting
Tonight at
tonight.
midnight, they
Yeah.
will sell out.
yeah, so at $80, I mean, but there again, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
So now they've created the scarcity for those. So these people are going to buy them for $80, and you're going to see them all over Reverb for $300
Yeah,
or more,
yeah.
probably in another couple days, because that's how this shit seems to work.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous
yeah,
because it
he's-
doesn't make it any better. It's
Yeah.
not going to. You're
And to be honest, it really doesn't benefit them that much. It's an interesting, because like, it's an interesting way to sell through the remaining stock, and that's probably the main goal. But
Well, yeah.
in the end, yeah, he's probably going to end up actually affecting more for the used market than he is for the JHS themselves. But
well, they'll get it all out there, and
well, yeah, but I mean,
then
after
that's
that,
it.
like that's it. Yeah, they're cashing out essentially. And two, because I think somebody. Was it my niece heard or was it Dave? No, Dave. Yeah. So Dave's saying like they won't do another pedal revival. I would tend to agree, but I'm also like this morning on the way in, I was even trying to think of like, well, what's like a company that would warrant trying to come back with? Like that would be a pretty tough. Because like a lot of companies
Well, but
have kind of done that already. Like Maestro's sort of, all these
Right.
things have sort of come back. I would, Shanae, I don't know that that's ever going to be a thing. Like that would be that'd be a hard
that'd be a hard sell.
one to manage. But like I keep wondering, is there a company that is out there that is warranted in terms of like fully bringing back?
I
But,
saw a bunch of people speculating Love Pedal, like where the cheese ball came from.
yeah.
Possible. Here's I guess
If
my-
anybody was going to do that, it'd probably be him though again, because yeah.
But he kind of hinted in that live stream that there were other companies that they were planning on.
Exploring that way.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, even doing collaborations would probably be a better move than trying to resurrect an entire company. But yeah, I was personally just trying to think of though, like, is there a company that would even garner enough interest to warrant like trying to do that again? And it's like that one's a tough one to come up with. I guess it's a tough one to do, but also a tough one to do feasibly. Depending on.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was
No, yeah, reading the chat. No, you're good.
Yeah, Dave's sitting on a couple $1 million with his bad monkeys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if okay, so I guess my thought is that there's so many pedal manufacturers out there. Okay, Josh is kind of like, yeah, he's somewhat of a historian sort of kind of thing with all his stuff, or that's the position he's kind of created for himself. That being said, there's a lot of people making pedals based on those old things, and you can just say that, like, hey, we base this off of the Love pedal XYZ pedal.
Yeah.
You don't have to revive the whole effing line. You know,
Well,
you're
that's
you're gonna bring
what I
back
mean.
Snarling Dog wah pedals.
Right.
You know, I mean, but they were popular.
Yeah.
So many people had them shits
They
on their.
looked cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and to me, like, because even like Sib would be one that J Rockett like technically has the rights to, but like I think they know that they would never do that. But like to me, like no matter how much I love some of the stuff that company made, there's no way in hell I would ever tell somebody like that would be a smart move to bring that company back. Like, yeah, it'd be cool, but it wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, we are also not in a position where we could ever, hey, you know what? Maybe we should revive, well, insert dead amp company. Sun,
After this company runs it into the ground.
Again,
with their $5,000 amplifiers.
yeah, a second time, like you guys had a full. We're going into a whole nother rant. But I'm like,
okay.
you guys had a tailored market that had like a full-fledged community built around those amps. You just had to do one thing, and you had to do it right, and that was it. And they didn't do it. Like, come on, like that was such an easy tee up. It's okay, but I know I'm getting excited. But like that was such an easy tee up with the Model T. Like what the.
Right.
I still like that was one of the dumbest things. Like
People were looking for like, ooh, here's a great way to make, some quick dollars, and it's like,
And they are losing money.
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know where they're at really, but I haven't heard anything, so it can't be very far.
well, yeah, it's like somebody walked in and was like, "This community will buy whatever we put this name on," and it's like, no, that's not how that was going to go. It was like there's basically two specific amps that group wants, and you still didn't do it. You didn't come to. And it's like it's such a weird take. I don't understand the thinking with that one, but.
Yeah, and as I'm reading the chat, like somebody said, DOD pedals, but DOD's still around, right? Isn't Digitech?
Yeah.
It's under that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean-
Owns that, yes.
Yeah, like they kept breaking it. Yeah, I mean, because originally DoD fractured, and that was where Digitech came from. But
Right.
But yeah, like whether I don't even know. Like, is Digitech currently operational or not?
Yes.
Like, okay. So yeah, I
Yeah,
keep
it's-
losing the mark on them. It's like they're dead, but now they're alive.
dead,
Now they're
Jim.
dead. Now they're alive.
They got
Well-
bought like by Samsung or something, and then somebody bought them from them.
Is it
Okay.
Samsung or Samsung?
Samsung
Oh, okay.
Wow. Huh.
or something like that.
That's interesting. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, so even Terry was saying, like, yeah, between produced and boutique pedals, the market's flooded with too many, manufacturers, basically. And
Well, it is, and you do have to put out one hell of a product now to really like catch any steam.
yeah, I mean, the market is that we've got like great companies out there, but how much more shit can you make? There's no new effects being created, like we've kind of mentioned before. So it's like if you're going to do something, it better be pretty. You can't get away with doing some half-ass shit now,
Right.
because there's so many more other companies that are doing. You can have a number of overdrives that are really great, have different flavors, but at some point, I mean, we need another tube screamer? Like, are we going to get what flavor of tubes? Are we going to get Chipotle lime tube screamer next? Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, I mean, at this point,
You
I think almost every pedal company feels some kind of weird obligation to make one, except for maybe like Death by Audio. Like, I don't think they will ever make a tube screamer, but who knows? They might, like, just for shits and giggles. Like,
just for
he might
giggles,
make
yeah.
the most destroyed, messed up tube screamer, but
Well, what's the Interstellar Overdrive?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's really based on, to be honest.
Probably.
I don't remember. Yeah, it could be.
Most of the things I just assume that come out of Death by Audio are dreams from Oliver's head. And, like, you know, that's what, like, he just wakes up, he's like, oh, Interstellar Overdrive. Oh,
There's
Space
the-
Bender. Yeah, yeah.
And it's already like made.
Yeah, it's
He's
just like,
in his sleep.
yeah.
Just woke up. It's like waking up with the song in your head. Like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, he like, what was that stupid movie with Swayze? The Ghost.
The ghost.
I can't remember.
I don't think the motion
That's
went.
the name Ghost.
Well,
Yeah, no, I
was
know,
that-
but
okay.
this is,
Well,
he's
no, I
doing
was
this,
just
and I'm
thinking,
like,
I was
what is
thinking,
that?
like ghosting himself, you know, like he'd literally like just go through the motions, but you know, via dreams. I forgot
Instead
what
of
that
making
was, yeah.
pottery, he was making amps.
Yeah, exactly. See?
With his live,
yeah.
with his live
But he's
wife.
using himself. Yeah.
I'm gonna go visit myself in my dream
Exactly.
while I'm awake.
See, that sounds just like an Oliver thing to do, though. So.
Could work. What else we got in here? Somebody said something about the gorilla. What?
Gorilla amps. They want reissues of those.
Of the Gorilla amps.
I mean, what's PV doing?
I actually don't know because somebody had told me recently. I thought that PV had basically gone into mostly like their PA stuff, and that was
mean,
the
that was a
only.
good
That was like
market
the
for them,
only
too.
iteration of them that was still alive. But then I thought they were like completely done. So I'm not really sure. Which
I don't
is
know what's
actually
really
pretty
going
sad because like I like PV. That is like that's a sad one I think.
Well,
Because I like
Does
the old
Yamaha
PV stuff.
own PV?
At this
Who
point, they
owns
very
PV
well
at
could.
this point?
I
Yeah, I
think
was gonna say,
PV
they very
still
well
owned.
could,
I
but-
think they still owned them.
Okay.
I think they just changed operations from USA to overseas, but also, you know, like, yeah, I think the PA stuff was probably what was more popular than the guitar stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like, because if you watch that, was it whatever that fake boss show is? I forgot.
Cake Boss?
No, yeah, sure. No, it's where like the I forgot where the boss pretends to be a worker for a little bit.
Yeah. And they send in dude, and then it was just a shit show.
Yeah, so I remember watching that however many years that was on, but like the PV one was the only one I ended up watching. And when you watched that, you were like, okay, you can kind of definitely see where like the kid kind of, you know, inherited it from the dad, or at least the daily operations part of it, and then kind of went one way with it and sort of ran most of it into the ground, is what it seemed like. And so I think it seems like they steered into that stuff, kind of neglecting, well, honestly, like what a lot of companies do, where they neglect the thing that the consumers are genuinely asking for.
Right.
And they go heavier on the stuff that, which, again, they're playing the numbers game. It's like the stuff that they think they can produce for less and make more on. But at the same time, like if that's what you become, I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to determine if that's worth it for them or not. Undercover Boss, there we go. The dude's got it. But yeah, that was it. And I remember watching that one. But that was one in particular where you could visibly tell, like, if the dad had still been capable of, like, you know, running things the way he wanted.
Yeah,
it would not have gone
if
that
Hartley
way.
was still
Yeah.
running it, it would be different.
Yeah.
I don't think.
He apparently still owns it.
Yeah,
Still
but I think
owns
his
it, but
son,
he's
yeah,
got to be
yeah.
147 years old at
Yeah,
this point.
exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because he was considered old by the guys that are now old that were playing those
yeah.
back
So
then.
I
So
mean,
yeah.
he's
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
look it up, see how old Hartley Peavy is. But like, if anybody's got a Valve King 100 112, I'll take it, or a Valve King 50 112, I'll take it. I know. Every time we've had those amps in, I plug it in and I go, why doesn't everybody play this amp? Because I don't know. For me,
They do have some really well, and they had because like that one was for the longest time like an easy way to get into a 2-channel amp that had like good gain and a good clean channel. And
yeah, those things sound great. Like I probably once every couple weeks I look on Marketplace to see if I can find a Valve King 100 or a Valve King 50.
Yeah.
The 112 is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be doing up 212 bullshit. But I'm looking for one. You know, and it's like, I know we had one in here the last time, and I almost was like, I think I'm just going to take this. And then we sold it.
So Terry says he's 82, but he's 82 going on 147.
I thought he was older than 82, but all right.
I actually would have thought he was too. I mean, that means he was probably within like 10 to 12 years of the guys he was making amps for. Because I mean, there was a point like in the 70s where I mean, like PV was king. Between, I mean, I know a lot of
even in the 80s was
Yeah.
those PVs everywhere. But in the 80s too, it wasn't just amps. Well, the thing is with like the Studio 112s, those are great amps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody that's out there, like those are sleepers. You can buy them cheap as shit, and they're great sounding amps. But yeah, I remember in the 80s there was tons of PV stuff, but it was really the PA shit where you saw most of the PV stuff was the PAs. At least that's what I remember, is more monitors.
Well, there were certain players, because I mean, like Skinnerd was sponsored by PV at one point, so like the entire, like their whole rig, PAs, amps, all of it was all PV at one point. I think Nugent was another one, like, you know, in a pre-Dick Nugent world. He was another one where
never
like
existed.
Well, no, because I mean that was like his whole thing was like he would ask for like the ones that he could light on fire versus the ones that were for actual use. Because like they would rig the ones that lit on fire to like
Explode when he shot him with his bow and arrow.
yeah, something along those lines. But he had a bunch of weird shit for those. But I mean, like he was another one. His entire tour rig was all PV stuff.
All PV stuff.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. There were a few other. It was a lot of the southern bands. I mean, which makes sense. But yeah, I know like Skinnerd, like their entire tour setup was all PV from like almost the get go. But oh yeah, so my niece here, yeah, he says he's got a Bandit from the '80s, and that's another one. Like when we get those in, like they're fun amps. They are heavy, but they're fun.
I mean, we've had plenty of PV stuff that's come through over the years, and I don't know. I never really thought it was terrible.
Yeah,
You know, there was some stinkers along the way, but there were some good amps and built well.
yes,
You know, so it's like that's why I still want the Valve King. And it all stems from we got a Valve King 100 head in once. And I plugged that into a 412 cab, and I was like, this is awesome. Ah! Go, 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 go. Yeah, it was really cool.
All the old PVs we get through at the crypt are awesome. Those like VTM 120 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is brutal.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good stuff, you know, so.
And wow.
Well, the problem also with PV, and I remember we talked to them years ago, and then we probably got to go into the portion of playing. Talked to them years, I mean, this is probably 7 years ago or so, you know, and their requirements were they were out of their fucking minds. And I was like, you want what? Like the same level almost as Mesa Boogie shit, if I remember right. And I'm like, no, we can't.
I do remember that.
Remember? 'Cause
there was a minimum order value which was almost the same as Mesa, but there, in addition to that, there was like the floor model order or whatever that you had to keep a certain minimum, and it was very structured similar to Mesa, but like it was wild how much.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was just crazy. It was way too much.
Yeah.
But, all right. What do we got here? His last appearance at the NAMM show. Mentally, he's still there, but physically aging. I get it. My dad's 83, and, you know, he's sharp, but, you know, he's just getting old. You know, unfortunately, shit happens. Desperately, Dave says, I'm looking for a Redline Bandit 112. Look for the Studio Pro 112.
Just say that we'll try to keep that in mind, because every once in a while we do get Bandits through here.
So Eric was saying he sees PVs at every garage sale, lawn sale, next to nothing. Yeah, there's stuff you could, you know, they sound great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just, you know, like I said, I think it's a Studio Pro 112. Great amp. Had one for a while. Special 112. Hey, Dwight, what's happening? All right, let's fiddle fart around with some pedals because we got 15 minutes now that we now that we shatted on everything. We shatnered.
Now we shat the bed.
Now that we shatnered everything. All right, let's see what we got here. Removing.
All the volumes should be fairly set.
Tell me what volume.
So you.
We're rock and roll, baby. We don't need volume. Ah! Okay.
And the Gary, left side
Gary.
is that
Yeah, which one's volume though for like are those volumes?
Those are the volumes.
Okay.
But that one
Gain.
on the left, that's got a lot.
Okay.
By the way, everybody, G&L, Comanche. Super cool. These guitars are great. And so we got a couple other things, if you guys are, whoever's still listening. We got some cool Reverends coming in. Should be in the next couple weeks. It's our special run that we did with them. There's like 24 guitars coming in. We also have a special run of G&Ls in the works. So that's happening. And maybe in March, we got a couple of guitars coming in from Badlands Guitars. So some of you guys that are YouTubers know the Tone King, Lewis. And he started a guitar company. And we got a couple of his coming in maybe in March. So stuff to keep. We'll just sign up for the newsletter. And you'll know all the stuff once the newsletter gets done being done. Got a lot of stuff going on. Our Facebook page is all effed up. We got to start a new Facebook page.
Yeah.
So that's going to suck. But we're getting there. We're getting everything all squared away. So just stay tuned. Just strap in.
I know you guys can't feel it, but the texture on this blue note's pretty cool.
And let Eric know that there's like pedal deals, guitar deals all over the store for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are. Well, one kicked in today, which was Keeley, but the rest, a big chunk of them are kicking in tomorrow. So I'll just be adding them, kind of as they activate.
Yeah, well, there's Black Friday. Also, all sorts of Black Friday stuff. Also, go to the website. There's a section called Demos, Deals, and Closeouts. And we are selling some stuff in there at some good prices. So good stuff, good prices. Get it while it's hot.
Yes.
For the holiday season.
For the holiday season. Buy something for somebody special, even if it's yourself.
You deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
All right, you ready? Ready? Alright, so I guess since it's already on, we'll start with the flight delay from JHS. Basically just a 3-mode delay that's pretty simple. Also has an independent modulation section, which is kind of nice that you can do chorus or vibrato or turn it off. Also is tap tempo. The 3 modes on this guy are analog, reverse, and digital. I'm actually curious about the reverse. I think I played it very briefly the other day, I think when Goops had it plugged in, but...
What's this reverse thing I heard so much about?
Yeah, we'll go into that. Yeah, the reverse is kind of one of those ones you kind of have to like do a thing and then listen to kind of get it to.
Okay, regular delay is good then. Yeah, it sounds good. Delay.
Yeah, it's just digital, which is that's actually pretty. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll dial this back just for a little bit of ambience. Okay. Which one of these three do you want to start with?
Should probably start with the J Rocket.
Gary.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So J Rocket.
Because it'll just, it
And that should be a
goes-
quick
It
one.
goes from there.
Yeah.
So that's just overdrive, right?
Yeah, I think the Blue Note started, if I remember right, started initially as a tube screamer that was modded so that you had independent control for the low end, so you could add that back in without kind of, because a lot of tube screamers obviously lop off your low end, so the idea was to give a little bit of that back at your own control. I want to say it was the last version of the big box one, they added the hot control, which was just like, I think, extra gain.
Makes it hotter.
Yeah. No fatness. All fatness. No fatness. It definitely seems to be, it's interesting, at least with where you're playing, it's playing low mids, but
What's that?
I said it's interesting, it seems to also be kind of affecting the low mids in terms of the, it's like it gets a little, not really too flubby, it's not like it's getting too, flubby in the low end, it just gets a little thicker in the mid, but yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's a good drive.
Yeah.
It's a good drive.
Alright, partner. Yeah, I know the texture's
That's a
great.
good
though.
texture.
Yeah, it's nice.
It reminds me of like
Satisfying
sidewalk.
switch, satisfying texture.
It's like sidewalk, gridded sidewalk type shit.
But yeah, like, not skinnier knee too bad sidewalk. Like, not traumatizing sidewalk, you know?
I like. I also like the smaller form factors that they've been doing too.
Yeah.
I think those are really.
Yeah, I've always loved that box. It's like, it's just the right size for, if you're trying to keep it, it's like, that's the right size for a drive.
Yeah.
Oh, does the lasso section require anything in the,
Does it what?
does it require anything in the loop?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because it's got the lassos of drive.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I didn't get to play this guy yet either. So, alright, I guess we'll do the fuzz side first. Fuzz volume. Ooh. That's pretty cool.
like it, but I'd have to dial some of that out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something that...
Well, it's got like a little bit of envelope going on. Yeah. Ooh, I want to try that into the reverse. Or the fuzz.
Very lo-fi. What's that? This?
That lasso section is an effects loop. You can put.
Like whatever you want in the loop.
Oh, in
yeah.
through there? Oh, that'd be cool. Is that really kind
Alright, Mr. Gary.
Gary. Let's put some
That's small
whoosh.
volume.
What's that?
Those are volumes.
Both of
Don't,
them?
don't,
Yeah.
don't turn that one up too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was keeping those low and then I was gonna add them in it. I was gonna turn it on.
The oosh you can turn up, but that's it.
Wow, okay.
just the overdrive, yeah. Not a heavy overdrive at all. I mean, there's, yeah, it is.
Well, yeah. So it's basically the left side is the gray channel side. Yeah, which is based on the DoD like gray box, which is like the 250 preamp. Yeah. That is fun. That's cool. Up there. Chunky. That's where the chunkification begins.
You should turn them all off.
Now it's just lost. Alright, the knob twiddlers have taken over.
Hey, we're semi-professional now. That last ringing piece of feedback is when you know you're successful. And there's your clean tone. See, Eric knows what's up.
I was going to be
Maris
like, there's-
Thursday.
that's not clean.
Oh no. Okay, there's your clean tone.
Maris Thursday. You want to send the people over to Texas Toast?
Yeah, it's that time. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Go check out our friends over at Texas Toast Guitars. They'll be doing Texas Toast things, and then go check out Dylan Talks Tone, who will be doing Dylan Talks Tone things. And thanks for hanging around. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Yes.